our neighborhoods, and it's less investment going into our neighborhoods. It's also about jobs. Grocery stores employ a lot of people and can really help a community be sustained, from young people through older people and retired people. So we want to keep those jobs in our community as well, not just at the grocery store, but also when we are talking about buying local and sourcing our food local, from local growers, from local producers of value-added products and things like that. We plan to have those in our grocery store as well. And it's also, again, about representation. Who decides what products are on the shelves and whose cultures are reflected in what's offered. So we want to make sure that when people walk into our grocery store, our co-op, that they see themselves reflected in every way. And the problem isn't that our community lacks talent or creativity. It's that we've been systematically left out of structures that allow us to build wealth and shape our own food environments. And so that's what OCGC is trying to change. So why is the co-op model different? The co-op model isn't just another grocery store, as you can see from this slide out here. It's really a different way of doing business. And so here's how it works. Member owners invest a one-time fee to join, and that gives them real ownership stake. It's not symbolic, but it's financial, and it is decision-making power. Every member has one vote, and no matter how much they've invested, they only get one vote. So that's democracy truly in action. The other part of why this model is different is because our profits stay in the community. Instead of being extracted by stakeholders who are somewhere else, co-ops reinvest into the community through better jobs, local sourcing, and other member benefits. And most importantly, we decide together what success looks like. A lot of companies define success in dollars and just profits, but we are looking at the health, sustainability, and equitable wealth in our community. So it's different because we always say we're people over profit, and that makes a big difference for us. And unlike conventional grocery stores, our goal again isn't to maximize profit, it's to maximize our community's well-being. So when you shop at the co-op, your dollars are your votes and your values. When you own the co-op, you're not just a customer, you're helping to co-create your community's future. So a lot of people ask, like, what models are you using? Is this just something on the back of a napkin or something like that? And the answer to that is a resounding no. One community grocery co-op is proud to be supported by a group called FCI, Food Co-op Initiative, which is a national organization that helps startups. And they really help co-ops, as you can see in these models, go from ideas to open doors. Over the past 10 years, they have opened, I believe, over 100 co-ops throughout the United States. And FCI uses two models, and I have these two models here because this one is called the 4 in 3. So there are 4 cornerstones: vision, talent, capital, and systems, and 3 stages: organizing, assessment, assessment and feasibility and planning, and then implementation. And right now, using this model, OCGC is in the organizing stage. The model to my right is a newer model, but if you see the same stages are here, except they've expanded them a little bit, and then the four cornerstones still go around. And so when we talk about vision and leadership, we are building a strong and diverse board and member owner base rooted in community and community trust. Our leadership reflects the people that we serve, and our vision is grounded in collective self-determination. So we are all here trying to help one another and really build through this process. And when we talk about organizational development, we're establishing clear bylaws, transparent decision-making processes, and operational systems that allow, and we have to use this word because we are all volunteers, to function like a professional team. And so we are tracking our goals, managing our membership, and aligning our committees so that we can move forward and open the store. We do professional development. We just had 5 member owners come back from the Up and Coming Startup Co-op Conference in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And we did a bunch of professional development there. And then we also visited 4 sibling co-ops in Michigan to help people understand and solidify our vision. And then when we talk about feasibility and planning, we are just getting into this stage, but that's the stage where we're identifying site options, conducting market studies, developing our performer, so that when we open our store stays open. And so some of these terms may seem unfamiliar to you, but as a member owner, we do trainings and we really try to help people understand the model because we are opening a business. We are opening a grocery store. So it really matters how we approach this. And then the last, but I always say the most important one, is community engagement. So through events, like we have dinner, drumming, and discussion, we run produce pop-up markets through October through May. And we also do other events, like on the 19th, this Sunday, we have a Jazz in the Park event that's a member owner appreciation and also a kickoff to our fall membership drive. And when we look at our milestones, like we have really, really come far in terms of membership growth. We are aiming to reach 300 members by the end of the year. Some people say, wow, that's like a awesome, great goal. And so I like to tell people in February, or since February, we have grown our membership over 117%. And so our membership has basically doubled. And now I believe the last numbers we are at 156 member owners. And so we thank those people who are joining and are really, we always say, putting their money where their mouths are and really putting this into action. When we talk about community engagement, if you look at our website and go to our events page, we try to have, I think, and usually have about 4 events a month, and they're different things from produce pop-ups to, like, we had the Jazz in the Park cleanups. We really try to partner with the community because, like I said, we are community owned and we want to be as deeply rooted in the community as possible. And so the other thing, when we talk about milestones, like I mentioned before, we have 5 member owners travel to Michigan to really develop their knowledge around cooperative businesses and what we need to do to move us forward. And when I say us, it really is all of us working together, learning and understanding what needs to happen so we can build this for the long run. In terms of feasibility work, we have talked to different people about the availability of sites, what it would take, what is needed. And so we're still in that process. We haven't made any decisions, and member owners will be involved in that decision again. And when we talk about civic engagement, one of our key components or 7 principles is democratic control. So we really believe in being civically involved. So we try to keep people abreast of what's going on. There's like an election in Tampa that could have some serious impacts on St. Petersburg because District 5 for City Council in Tampa actually is in the same Senate district as District 16 that we vote for here in St. Petersburg. So we want everybody to be aware of that. And shortly we'll have a newsletter coming out that explains that, a special edition. And so one of the things that I always want to encourage people and try to get people to understand is that each milestone, each step we take brings us closer to realizing our collective dream of a community-owned grocery store that feeds the soul of St. Pete, not only with physical food, but with community wealth and stability and health. So we really ask people to dig deep. If they have questions, ask us questions, come to our events and join. And we like to use these 4 T's, which are time, talent, treasure, and ties. And here are some things that people can do if they want to lend any of those to build a stronger community. I think at the beginning I said I didn't want to take so much time. Not wanted to leave, that's not correct. Questions that people have. But before we close, I do want to invite you to become member owners tonight. Add your voice and your energy to this vision and really help us propel ourselves forward. Because first and foremost, cooperatives are associations of people who get together to solve a problem. And the more people we have on our team, the easier it will be to solve the problem. I think that's all I have. And if people want to come off mute or put your questions in the chat, we will gladly take those questions.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing, Tamika?
All right. Question. You say you at one 56 right now. You're trying to get to 300 by the end of the year.
Yes.
Okay, what's the plan to get up to that 300?
I'm glad you asked that question. So we are holding, like I said, on October 19th, we'll have our kickoff to our fall membership drive. And so people are welcome to come to that and join there. We have and each member bring one member and really bring two if you can, because if each one of us who is currently a member owner just brings one member, we'll be at 300 in no time. And so we're asking, we also have a membership outreach and engagement committees that meets on the last Friday of each month, and they have some other things going on as well. And I see a question in the chat. It says, can you go over the process and cost of becoming a member owner? So the cost we do, and I didn't show the slide with our 7 cooperative principles, but we believe in member participation or economic participation, which basically, like I said, means you have to put your money where your mouth is. So we have a one-time membership fee of $225, and that can be paid in increments of $25. And so basically, you put down your $25. If you go to our website, and I will also put the link in the chat, but you can join online and then you fill out an application, and basically that's how you become a member. And you'll receive information about events and things like that so you can be an active member, but that's the basics of how you become a member. I hope that answered your question. If not, please raise your hand or um, come off mute and let me know if you need more details. And I'm putting this in the chat now. And I'm not sure if we have any more questions. If I'm missing your question, okay, thank you. They said it was all good. And here's the link. I'm pasting it in the chat now for those who need it. But you can always go to www.ocgc.coop. That's right here. And there's a join page, and just go to the join page and it gets more information.
Hello, Erica. Is it one member per household, or would both people in the household be able to be members?
So great question again. It's just a household membership. So for instance, there are like 5 people in my household, right? But we have one household membership. So there isn't a need for you to buy if you have a partner or a husband or wife or have an adult child or something like that. You don't have to buy 2 memberships. You just need one.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Well, I'm gonna also put the link for our event in the chat as well. Because this is our next event. Like I said, it's this Sunday. And if I can get a picture, I'm gonna try and get the picture in the chat as well. I'm not sure. I see some of our board members, so if you have the ability to put the flyer in the chat, I'd appreciate that help at the moment. Is there anyone else? Okay, thank you, Brother John.
Sorry, I have one more question. What's the difference between the organizational, looks like organizational membership and the, I guess, regular membership?
So the organizational membership is for businesses and nonprofits, and they just, we just ask them to provide an extra donation. And so instead of instead of $225, I believe they have an extra $50 donation. And that just helps to offset some costs. But there isn't a difference. It's still one vote.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right. Well, we are now at the bottom of the hour. It's 7:30. And so I believe in respecting everybody's time and space. And like I said, we are so thankful for you all coming tonight and believing in this vision and coming out to hear about One Community Grocery Co-op. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us. Our website, email, and social media handles are on this slide. And if we have no other questions and our hearts and minds are clear, I will just say thank you one more time. And we look forward to you becoming a member and participating.
Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Right.